I don't know whether if you guys are seeing my seeing my slide. So in today's training, Uncheckable Business Building webinar. In other words, I wanted to actually show you how to build an uncheckable business, whether online or offline, doesn't matter. What matters is actually whatever you are doing on whatever you are doing in life, or as in whatever that you are doing, like, as far as that particular stuff is genuine, as in is legal, is moral, and is ethical, if you have the potential to actually make lots of money from that particular stuff, then you can do that particular thing. So today I just wanted to actually show you how I build my own sustainable business, so that you can model some certain things, because actually this is what it takes. What today's webinar have in its wing, what it takes to actually change some people's financial status to positive, and not just temporarily but permanently. I assure you this particular stuff, okay, we are live here, there is some confirmation that we are live, so it have the potential to actually do this particular stuff. Okay, some people are joining. You're welcome. I think I have to mute my phone because I'm hearing myself from the mobile. So let me mute it from the mobile, so that I can't hear myself from anywhere. So Uncheckable Business Building webinar. Now I will urge you to pay close attention to today's webinar, so that you'll be able to get the message on this particular webinar. Because if you do, and if you act upon that particular message, in other words, if you apply it in your life, I have no doubt that your financial status will change, not just temporarily, not just only for best, but for best and permanently, if you be able to adhere to the training. So actually, without wasting time, building an uncheckable business. So there are three things to build an uncheckable business. Like, if you wanted your business to be uncheckable, there are three things you needed to be certain, as in you need to know. Because actually, once you know this particular stuff and operate from this particular three stuff, then there is potential for you to build a sustainable business, whether online or offline. Today's training have what it takes to serve you in this particular two areas of building business. So number one is actually clarity. Again, I believe that a lot of you guys might be expecting something else, but get another stuff. So I have to show you what I have experienced, that I've seen many people experience, and even have a biblical proof, and some other is a kind of something that you need to understand. I don't know what they forget it. So I will urge you, I would like you to put off any of the perception cap you have, or the garment, whichever one you can call it, the habit of, as in any perception that you have that will not allow you to pay close attention. What you have to do now is actually act as if to say that you don't know anything, even if you do know. Because today's training might be different from what you might be hearing. Even if you do know, act as if to say that you don't know anything, so that you'll be able to gain from today's training. So number one thing that it takes to build a sustainable business, whether online or offline, is that you have to be crystal clear of what you want. You have to be crystal clear of what you are looking for, or what you are looking after. Why are you in business? What are you doing? I don't know what if you get. I don't know what if you receive this particular question. What are you doing for a living? You understand me? So if I have to rephrase this thing, to be something like, what are you selling for money? Do you get it? So you need to be crystal clear. What did you want? Let me tell you one thing about this. There is a psychological reason why you should be clear on what you want. Again, before we end this particular webinar, you will understand what I mean on this. But this is number one thing. If I ask you what is the main thing, like I'm teaching you, because I believe that all of us are online entrepreneurs. You understand me? So okay, a lot of people are joining. We are online entrepreneurs. So if you are our online entrepreneurs, what is the goal of the entrepreneur? What do we want to achieve at the end of the day? I don't know what if you get it. Like, if you are doing anything right now, what is the end result of where are you going to? You understand? So number one thing I believe that everybody is into business is because you needed this particular stuff, especially when it comes to online, is because you wanted to be free. In other words, to be financial free. I don't know whether you get it. And when it comes to financial freedom, I understand financial freedom as when you are, because there are two types of income. There are working income, the one that you have to be in the business at the hour of the business, you have to be there before the money will come. We call it working income. Then there is passive income. Passive income, you don't necessarily need to be that particular area at that particular given time before the money will be coming. So when it comes to financial freedom, financial freedom simply means when your passive income in a given time is more than your expenditure at that particular given time. So if your working income in a given time is not up to your expenditure, you are not financial free. Then if your working income in a given time is more than the expenditure, you are not yet financial free. Until your passive income in a given time is more than the expenditure you have on that particular given time, then you are now financial free. So this is actually what everybody is looking for. We wanted to be financial free. We wanted to get to the life, to the point that if you wanted to actually buy whatever you wanted to buy in life, money will not be an issue for you. That is what you are in. That is the reason why you are in business. Well, one of the main reasons why you're in business. So you need to be crystal clear on what you are going for. That is number one. Number two, let me actually show you this particular. So when we started business newly, we actually be in the business. In other words, working income. So there had to be a time for people at work. But our main goal is how can we grow our business to an extent that money will be at work. In other words, there are people at work and there are money at work. We started off with people at work and we are aiming for money at work. So understand me? So the question is, how can we do it? So you need to be crystal clear of what you are looking for. And then once you know what you are looking for, let's assume in terms of money, I wanted to be making something like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. You know exactly which one you wanted to make. If I wanted to be making $100,000 every blessed month or every blessed day, so I know what I'm looking for. You have to be crystal clear. This is what I want. This is what I'm actually looking for. And if you are starting out to new, especially if you haven't done this particular stuff before, as you don't have much experience on doing money, then I would advise you to start small. I don't know if you get it. Even the Bible says, do not neglect the days of the little one, of the little start, little beginning. So you start small. You can something like have a target of something like $1,000 in a month, and from there you can scale up. So understand, once you meet $1,000 in a month for 2 months, 3 months, then you can scale up. But if you have this particular belief and you could be able to understand stuff like today's training, then it's for you. You have the potential to be crushing up to $10,000 every blessed month. You understand? So this is number one. Then number two is actually, once you are crystal clear on what you want, then the second thing we need to do is actually to create a plan to have that particular stuff you wanted. I don't know whether if you are getting that particular stuff. Let me actually know whether we are still with you guys. So yes, I'm still with you guys. Are you there? So that is actually what we want. The second step on this particular stuff is actually to have a plan. To have a plan to get what you want. Because actually, if you don't have a plan to get what you want, at the end of the day, you won't have it. Most of the time, you won't have that particular stuff. So we need to have a plan for what to have. Again, I will say clear you on what I wanted to share with you on this particular webinar. And the third one is actually, once you have the plan, then you get to work. You work based on that particular plan. Now, if you look at this particular 3 steps, we find out that we don't have problem on working. At least I can say of myself, I didn't know about you. We don't have much problem on working. So if our work can give to our result, the question is why that we are working hard and we are not seeing the success we are looking after. And nobody forget it. So the potential is very simple. Probably we are working enough, we are giving enough work on a wrong plan. Because if you work on a positive plan, you get positive result. If you work on negative plan, then you have negative results. So one of the greatest problem we have is, number one, we don't know what we are looking for. We are confused. Again, I didn't know whether if it's happened to you. When I started out, no, this is actually what I encounter most of the time. You'll be confused. You don't know what you are looking for. You just want to make money. Okay, if I ask you how much money is that, probably you might be checking. You might not even know how much money you want at that particular given time. And nobody forget it. So now, but once you are crystal clear of what you want, then you can have a plan for it. But most of the time, what happens that we have problem on creating plan for whatever we are looking for. We have problem. If you are promoting whatever it is you are promoting online, whether online or offline, and actually you are working hard on so-called plan that you have, but you are getting negative results, you don't get the actual result you want, my friend, probably I will ask you not to change that particular product you are promoting. Work on the plan. Now, over higher percent of the time is the plan, because actually if you are working on the wrong plan, then you'll be getting wrong answer. I don't know if you get it. So have this particular thing in mind, because we are going to actually look into it one by one in a way that I believe that probably you have never heard before, and I don't want to waste your time as far as this particular webinar is concerned. You understand me? So now let's talk a little bit about plan, because I believe that this is where, again, when I started out new, this is where I have a very serious problem, and probably that is where you might have problem too. So when it comes to plan, our plan now is to become financial independent, in other words, financial free. That is what we are looking for. That is what we are aiming for. And we have defined the financial freedom as when you are passive income is greater than your expenditure in a given time. So if you are, let's assume if you are making $10,000 every month, and you are as in autopilot as a passive income, and your expenditure is something like about $5,000, $7,000, then you are financially free, because actually the passive income that is coming to you is greater than that particular your expenditure in that particular given time. I hope you understand this thing. So now let's say that you are making something like $1,000. Again, we have to use a round up number. Again, pay close attention, because we are now getting into what I wanted you to understand, that when you do and you work based on that, like magic, you will have success that you not even imagine. You cannot even imagine. So understand me? Let me actually see whether you are still alive. Okay, we are still alive. We are still alive. So understand? So let's assume that you are making, again, this thing I wanted to share with you now is something that changed my life, and it changed a lot of people's life, and I believe that it will change your life too when you actually work based on that particular idea that I wanted to share with you right now, right here. So I'll use a round up number of $1,000 so that will not get confused. But again, it do not need to confuse you in any of the way. So understand? So let's assume you are making $1,000. Let's give it in a month time, every blessed month. So what do you do with $1,000? So when I started out new, what was happening is I will get money now. Before you know it, the money will be nowhere. You understand? Like if you can make this particular money today, and before you know it, you will not be with any money. I didn't know if that particular stuff is happening to you. And the worst part of it is that you wouldn't even know where the money, you can't give an account how you actually spend it, or whether if you lost it. It will be like as if say that something come and take it off from you, and this thing might be happening on you, because when I said that, that was my experience, what I was seeing. So you can make the whole money, but at the end of the day, you be broke again. And now if you get it. So now the question is, how can we tackle this? Because this has become a blocking block that is stopping a lot of us from being successful when it comes to online and offline, when it comes to actually doing money. So the question is, how do we do this? And that is something I learned from one of the most brilliant guy USA have ever produced, called Tiaveka. So understand me? So a lot of people, some people are still joining us, called Tiaveka. So now I just wanted to actually pass this particular stuff that I learned from him to you in a way that I believe you understand it. So the first step to wealth is actually what I wanted to show you right here, right now. So the first thing you need to do, even before you started making the money, right after this particular webinar, you have to get this particular stuff done. Then you expected that particular money to come. So understand me? So the first thing is actually, you need to go and open 7 bank accounts. 7 bank accounts. Let me clear you well. If your country have a minimum deposit, a minimum opening account amount that is more than 0, and you don't have money, then what you have to do is actually you can start by actually having a saving box or box or whatever it is. Go and buy waterproofs, as in go and buy waterproofs where you'll be putting money, something like black waterproof or something like that. Just get something that you can actually save something on. You can get this particular carpenter to get what are they calling it, saving box for you. I don't know the difficult. Just have 7 stuffs that you'll be actually saving your money on. I know the difficult is. Then if you have now money, if you accumulated the money, you can go to your bank and open the 7 bank accounts. You understand me? As simple as that. Again, I will explain all this particular stuff for you, what it means and the reason why you have to do this particular stuff in this particular way. So if the country you are coming from, your country have not up to 7 banks in the whole country, because probably there might be the potential of that. I don't know, but let's assume that there is. What you do, go to your bank. If it's one bank that you have in your country, then have a discussion with your bank that you wanted to open a 7 different bank accounts. They will have to do it for you, as simple as that. So number 1 of them, you call it necessity account. Again, do not call it this particular name. Just have this particular mindset that number one of the bank will be necessity, will be called necessity, as in you see it as necessity account, in other words NA. The other one is financial freedom account, FA. Again, I will explain this particular stuff in detail. Then we have BOA, in other words business operating account. We have LTSSA, in other words long-term savings for spending account. I will tell you what they are for. And you have EA, which is education account. We have GA, which is giving account, charity account, right? Even the law or even the Bible, it will say give 10%. So do not freak out. I will help you to save your money and help you to make a lot of money on this webinar. So we have another one. We have play account. Again, I will explain to you. So open 7 bank account. If you don't have money to open 7 bank account, get something. What will I use to demonstrate this? And just go and buy waterproof that is black or something like that, where you can put your money on at your house or something like that, or buy safe that you can actually save money. You understand me? As simple as that. Then this is what you will do. Any money that is coming to your hand, let's assume somebody dash you money. Let's assume at the end of the month you are working at a job that they are paying you every month. Let's assume you are working at a job that you are getting money every blessed day. Any money that comes to your hand, that is the gain you have from anything, maybe business, whenever you do any business, then what you do is that sum of the money, you get the 40% out of the money and put on your necessity account. Again, I'll explain what it is. Then you get 10%, boom, on your financial freedom account. Get 10% on your business operating account, 10% on the long-term savings for spending account, 10% on the education account, 10% on the giving account, that charity account, and actually 10% on the play account. And now they forget it. Then let's assume that we are using 1,000 naira that we have used. So this is the money. This is how we can deposit it. Remember, we are using round-off number. Again, I will still show you that I started it without round-off number. You understand me? But I will show you everything. Now, let me actually explain to you what this particular accounts mean. Number one is, remember what we wanted to tackle this particular habit that you can get money today, before you know it, the money is gone. And that habit have the potential to make us to become poor. Again, I will explain the reason why I say this in a few minutes to come, few seconds to come. I will explain it. Because it have the potential, a short, that is the cause, the primary cause of our poverty. So once you understand this particular stuff and tackle it at the beginning, my friend, your wealth is closed. Just believe it. You understand me? So your necessity account is the account that you use to actually run your household stuff. You wanted to fuel your vehicle, your car. You wanted to actually buy a pair of shirts, shoe, to buy what you cook, buy some stuff, buy the fridge that will be at home, buy your generator, buy all this particular stuff you are using at home, all your necessities. You understand me? This account is where you be taking money out from to solve that particular stuff. And this particular financial freedom account, remember, our goal when we are making money is actually wanting to become financial free. You understand me? So the money that will be going here, which is 10% of whichever amount of money you have. Remember, if you are doing business, let's assume you are selling this water and you are buying this water at $10 and you are selling it on $15. Let's take for example, so you are doing a business, you with $10 you started a business. So what you have to do is, once you sell this particular water $15, then take out the $10, put back on the business, then $5 gain you have on it is what you will be dividing on this. In other words, 10% of it will go to the necessity account. I mean, say 40%, then 10% boom 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 into the other account. Again, very simple stuff. Now, financial freedom account, from this account is where you be if you wanted to do any investment that I will actually pump in, or what you use to create a passive income. From here is where you can get that particular money. Then business operating account is actually your business has to be growing. So if you are buying this particular, let's assume if you are into merchandise sales, if you are buying this particular stuff or $10 and you are selling $15, then 10% of $5 that is the gain you have to put it back on your business, because your business has to be growing. That is number one. Number two, if you are into performance business, again, whether performance offline or online, that particular anything you use to run your business, your office equipment, the advert you are running, the the autoresponder you are paying for, your hosting account, the domain name registration, all this particular your business dealing, the payment that you use to do your business and run your business, will actually be, that's the 10% of it is what you will be using to be actually growing your business and running your business with. I know what they forget it. So long-term savings, that is actually for business operating account. Then long-term savings for spending is actually account you be like you used to get the luxurious part of your life. Let's assume you wanted to tomorrow to buy Ferrari, you wanted to buy, like if you're starting out new, you wanted to buy a car, I would advise you, do not aim at the beginning for the costliest car. You understand? Start with what you can manage at the beginning. Then, whenever you wanted to actually buy those costliest cars, it's be from the money you have on this particular long-term savings for spending account. You wanted to buy one of the mansion, the house that is actually looking good for you. You wanted to buy private jet, wanted to actually buy yash and some other things. This account is what will produce it. In other words, if you have a car that you bought from your necessity account and you wanted to buy one of the luxurious car for luxurious life, let's assume Ferrari or some other thing, if the money in the long-term savings for spending is not up to for that particular car, luxurious life, my friend, don't buy it yet till it's up to. And not if you get it. Then you have educational account. You wanted to actually, if you are still in school, in the formal school, you can use it. If you are not in formal school, whether in formal school or not in formal school, for membership that you wanted to buy the course and some other online training, offline training, go to events for educational purposes, or go to seminars, some other thing. This account is what you'll be using for that particular stuff. Very simple stuff. So giving account, a lot of us will actually say, why am I giving 10% out? Let me tell you this thing. Number one thing I have to tell you is that if you cannot live in 90% of your money, you can't live in the 100% with the in 100% of it. It's as simple as that. So try this particular stuff out. Give some part of your money, and I encourage you to give up to 10%. This particular stuff is even biblical, but one thing about it, whether it's in the Bible or not, is one of the universal law for success. Everybody that is successful, whether online or offline, have a way of giving some percentage of his money out. And most of people will tell you that you have to give all of them to the pastor or to the reverend or to the father. That is not a must. You understand me? But one thing you have to do is see that the 10% of your money, of the gain you have, is not your money. It's something that you can give it for a good cause. You can give it to the charity organization. You can give them, some of them, to people who actually ask you for money. For some people who needed help, you can go to hospital, pay some people's bill that couldn't pay for their hospital bill. You understand me? Visit motherless babies, and they actually do all the particular kind of stuff with this particular 10% of the money. So probably if you are doing it weekly, I can encourage you, except if your money have grown big, probably you can do it monthly. But if you can, say annually, but if you can do it monthly, that is the best. So every month you say, okay, this month I'm going to this particular people to help this particular stuff. Again, if there is any potential for you to empty the money every blessed month, up to you. Very simple stuff. If there is no potential, then probably there are many people that needed help from you. You'll be giving them accordingly. You understand me? Let me know. Actually, okay, we're still live. You'll be giving them accordingly. So from this particular giving account is where you give people, where you do charity. So once there is no money there, my friend, except something that will take life, you can take money from your necessity. But apart from that, my friend, you don't have money. The money come on that particular place again. You understand me? So you might say, Oliver, what if I'm going around the road and a beggar come to me and ask me, please help me with some money? Do I need to go to my account or where I save the giving money to actually help the beggar? Again, if you have money in the pocket, you can say help the beggar. But what I'm trying to say is, have 10% of your stuff, of your money, for giving. And a lot of people will say 5%. Again, it depends for you, whatever works for you. Some people cannot even give that particular stuff, but try the both and you find out that if you be able, because if this is the pipe, your prosperity pipe from the universe, this is the full one, and you give as 10% and you give 5%, probably your pipe will be small like this. I don't know if you get it. So would you like the entrance of the blessing from the universe to you to be like this, or to be large like this? I don't know what if you get it. For me, I would like it to be large. Sure, understand me, as simple as that. So I would advise you to give up to 10%. That is not your money. So play account, the money on your play account is the money that you use to feel rich every blessed month. I would advise you to empty it if you can every blessed month. Call occasion, call name it anything. You can name it happy day. Just blow the money out. That is more money. If the money have grown to the extent that is in billions, my friend, go to something like 7 stars hotels. Go to world famous places. Use it to travel. Use it to enjoy your life. Every blessed month, just the money on this particular account, don't mess it for it every blessed month. Just use it to feel rich. Eat whatever you wanted to eat. Go to that particular place where you can buy champagne for thousands of dollars. I don't know if the money have grown. Just use it to do what you do at the end of every month to feel rich. Because actually, we have spirit that needed to actually enjoy our life, because this particular stuff, if you are doing this particular stuff in this particular way, then the potential of you to be financially successful very soon will be there. And just have all this particular stuff in the map of your mind as we are proceeding. Now let me actually show you what drives me, or what actually make me to believe to be start using this. Apart from that, my mentor, one of my mentors, Veka, teach all this particular stuff. So before I learn this particular stuff, I can make money today, tomorrow I won't see that money. Sometimes that particular day I will be wondering what is happening. And like, to me, most of the time I believe that something spiritual is happening without knowing that actually is a habit. So I was a true spender then until TFK give this particular training, and I was smart to pick it actually, and use it on myself, and they work well for me. So this is actually what drives me. Let's actually take it to Bible. And it doesn't look, let me, this is not the religious training program. So I just have a reference that I wanted to show you about, and it's from Luke 16:10-12. Bible said that whoever is faithful in small matters will be faithful in large ones. Whoever is dishonest in small matters will be dishonest in large ones. So the question is, if you can be faithful on small one, you can on big one. If you can be dishonest on small one, you can be dishonest on big one. So why? Some people will tell you, like I was discussing with one of my cousins the other day. He was like, my friend, you don't save money if you don't have money. I said no. Look, let me ask you this particular question. Let's assume you wanted to lose 10 pounds of weight. You wanted to lose weight. You understand me? Which statement is this statement right? Let's assume I'm the one that wanted to lose weight. I will start exercising after I lose 10 pounds. Is it right? For me, it's not. Because actually, it's when you exercise, then you lose 10 pounds. And know what the difficulty is? So I will start exercising to lose 10 pounds. Not I will start exercising after I lose 10 pounds. So what makes you to lose 10 pounds? Exercise is actually the secret. I know what the difficulty. So a lot of people were saying is when you have money, you started saving. My friend, saving habit is the first thing that universe check on you to give you wealth. That does not mean that if you didn't have it, you might not actually create wealth. No, you might create it, but you will lose it. Probably. You understand me? If you don't have savings habit, because money is an energy, the only way to harness a wind, like if I say catch a wind now and show me, you can't do that because it has its own way. It blows where it way. But if you wanted to catch a wind, then put it on tube, tire, or something like tube, a vehicle tube. You understand? Then you'll be able to actually capture a wind. But it will always like to find a way out. That is how money behave. You understand? So if you didn't have where that can contain it, even if it comes, you lose it, and you don't know when you lose it. So the first step is actually to have the habit, and you start small, because if you couldn't control small, you couldn't control big. So big will not be given to you because you couldn't control it. I know if you get it. Now, if you continue, say, if then you have not been faithful in handling worldly wealth, by worldly wealth it means small thing, how can you be trusted with true wealth? In other words, how can you be trusted in big one? So a lot of people were actually looking for how to make money without knowing that what is preventing them from making that particular money is just the lack of saving habit. So they don't have what it takes to control small, and big will not be given to them either. I don't know whether if somebody actually getting me. Let me actually know whether if I'm still with you guys. Okay, I'm still with you guys. Sure, you're understanding me. So you have to have the habit to save, then the universe will see it and blow everything out of the water. Now you say, if you have not been faithful with what belongs to someone else, who will give you what belongs to you? This universal law that was revealed in the Bible, or that has been revealed in the Bible, and especially this particular last one, hold a lot of people on the neck. Like, some people wanted to make money without promoting somebody's offer. They just want to make money. They don't want to sell anything. My friend, it doesn't work like that. And some people will be like, how can I promote my mentor's offer? Again, he did to me at the beginning. How can I promote my mentor's offer? Why not promote somebody's offer? If your mentor's offer is not converting, my friend, look for somebody's offer. But what I'm trying to tell you is that make sure that is not act of is not converting, make sure that it's not because of subconscious jealousness. I don't know if you get it, because when it was happening to me, it's all about subconscious jealousness. So my own would be like, if I started promoting my mentor's offer, maybe my mentor will get more people, or I will push more people to him, and he know what he's doing, so I might not actually have people. But it doesn't work like that. Right now I know, and when I found out, I started promoting my mentor's offer and even crushed it when I was actually doing the promotion. You understand me? As simple as that. So I was even crushing it then. So how can you be faithful to someone's stuff so that yours can come to you? You understand me? Now let me tell you one of the truth about money. Money is not safe until it's saved. And money saved not for good thing is lost. Money saved for lettering will still come, and the money will get lost. So the question is, do you have the habit to save money? That is the preparation. That is the number one step. When you do, and the universe will know you do, it will give you more. And the best way to do it is actually what I will show you. So a lot of you guys might be saying, Oliver, you are showing all this particular stuff, but are you actually doing this particular thing you are doing? Look at this particular my assignment again. If you look well, you see how I just divided this particular. So we have more than 7 bank accounts, 7 different banks in our country. So I actually deposit the money in different of them. So this is the account, bank I'm back in. The first one is the actual account type. Again, the name I give the account is not is my name. It's my name. It's only that I might give it this particular initial after my name, something like that, or just give it to a way to identify that this account is for this. And again, I know about that. My next account is with the first bank. Sure, that's me. If you look below here. When I wanted to actually capture this particular 7 accounts, I have to give this particular National Football Engagement page. National Football Engagement page. It doesn't mean anything. Just for me to actually remember NFBLEGP. You understand me? So I have to give it, because when I was, I think, in primary school, I think in primary 1 or primary 2, I could remember when our lecturer, our teacher then was actually trying to make us understand how to spell correction. In other words, CORRECTION. So in order to make us, you have to create a kind of repeating music that will be reading, it will be singing to understand. So the man will go CO rega rega tinganti ISIMTION. In other words, CO rega rega, in other words, CO rega, that rega rega is simply mean R. I don't know if you get it. CO rega rega tinganti. So that tinganti is a kind of waiting, so he tried to teach us all this thing, all this particular. Then ISIMTION is EC, then Tia is TION. So this thing is what is used to make us to actually understand how to spell correction in the primary school. I think primary 2 or primary 1. I couldn't remember it. I be long. So understand. So that's why I put this particular National Football Engagement page, and I pick the letter. As you can see, I pick NFBLEGP to actually be able to. So once I not understand this particular, I forgot the abbreviation that stands this particular account. Once I mention National Football Engagement page, I will be able to get this particular stuff. Again, it doesn't mean anything. Just get the account as in the idea here. As you can see, let me actually get back on this particular stuff. So some people will say, no, Oliver, are you doing it? This is how I started out, 2014. Again, I started out online 2012, make some money, but all the while till 2000, I think close to 2014, beginning of 2014, I was making money and the money was wasting. It was not saving. You understand? Because I didn't know how to do money until God sent me that particular awesome guy called T-Ever. As you can see, some people will be saying, well, if I don't have money to save, I don't have big money to save. Neither do I have at the beginning. Neither do I have. And I couldn't have started this particular song until Teva can mention one thing that gets into my mind. This man said it's not a matter of the amount of money, it's a matter of the habit of saving. It's not a question of the amount, it's a question of the habit. Sure, understand me? As you read previously in the Bible, you looked at it's 10 or 16, whatever one. It's a question of the habit. So if you don't have the habit to handle small, probably universe will not get. Again, I can use the word universe, God, whichever word I'm using this particular word, it doesn't matter if you call it universe or God, whichever one you call it. We are talking about the creative force of the universe here. Calling them does not matter here, as far as that you understand who I'm talking about. You understand? So if I call it universe, if I call it God, know that I'm calling the creator of the whole universe, which is God. You understand? So it's not a matter of the amount, it's a matter of the habit. When you have the habit of saving small and you started saving small, the universe will know that you are ready for wealth, and they will actually connect you with situation, with place, location, place, people, anything needed for you to be financial free. That is how it works. And a lot of people do not know it. So what would have stopped me there is that I don't have money. Like one of my cousins used to say, is when you have money, you save. And I used to believe like that until this man used this particular two words. Number one is actually, you don't need to wait to lose weight before you start exercising. When you start exercising, then you lose weight. That's number one. Number two is actually, it's not a matter of the amount, it's a matter of habit of saving. And the reason why I showed you this particular method of saving is because actually this particular method will help you. Remember, we are looking for this particular thing to actually achieve it. It will help you to get what you are looking for, because it will help you not to become wicked. It will help you to enjoy your life. You have to be using this particular play account to be enjoying your life. No, if you get it, some other, it help you to balance every part of your life and you enjoy it. So you will not be lacking. And again, do not make the mistake when you started it not to continue it again. Most of the time, some question will be, oh, do you want me to start to death? Don't start to death. This is not your money. Don't have this particular law. I mean, say this is your money. Don't have this particular law that if you eat it, you will die. A kind of universe will capture you and destroy you. No. But try as much as you can to start doing it, because the only way for you to start saving is for you to start lacking in the area that you spend much. And nobody forget it. That's how I see this particular stuff. So as you can see, the 10% of my necessity account is 528 naira. 528 naira when I started out then, 2014. So somebody will say to me, Oliver, it's because you have money. 508 naira, I don't have I didn't want to actually exit this thing. I would have exited to use calculator to actually multiply this. But if you multiply, so 10% of it is actually 132. I didn't write the sum of the amount I make on that particular 4th March 2014. But actually, what I will tell you that if you 132 naira times 10 is, I think, 1,220 naira that I make on that particular day. Didn't get to this it, so, but I have to save it. So what I'm doing now, I started saving today. Now tomorrow, which money will I use to actually transport myself for the work? It's from necessity account. From necessity account. So I pick the money from that particular place and transport myself. Most of the time, if I don't beat up the money for transport myself, I'll walk trek to some extent before you can enter vehicle, depending on your own wherever you are going. You understand me? Then you can actually organize this particular. I don't want to waste time, but just get the point. The service, the habit of saving is what we wanted to achieve. And on the 5th of March, 608 naira, not dollar, is actually how much I make. Because actually, what happened is that I started with flashing and unlocking phone, seeing money and some other thing. In 2012, I joined online and seeing extreme money, but it's actually not being successful, as in I can make the money before I know it, I lost. At the time I become broke again, that I have to go back to flashing again. You understand me? By then I'm not meeting up to that, because I left from that particular work for flashing work for a very long time. So when I get back to it, I couldn't actually meet up to that particular, because I have lost some of my customers. You understand me? So but I when I learned this particular blueprint, I started doing it, and as you can see, some of them, like on the 6th of actually March, you can see how much there. Then 10th March, there are some of them, like on the 11th, as you can see, 12. Some of them I don't even make money on for 2 days, 3 days. So I will actually write from that particular day, like this particular one that says 6th March 2014. Actually what happened is on the 8th of March 2014 is when I have the money, when I make the money. So other days I was actually spending on the formal necessities. Is when I make the money, and when I make it, then I have to write from this particular seat to that particular 8. You understand me? As you can see, just take your time. This is how I did. So I just buy a size book and be doing this particular size. As you can see, this is the back of the size book, and this particular one. You understand me? I have been putting. So you may pause this video here and go towards it and see it. So 10%, 40%, other one 10%. And as you can see on this particular 28, do you see the March, the start of that is when everything started changing for me. And I in a day 12,000 naira, so 3,000 times I earned that day 30,000 naira, because that is what it is. You understand me? And from that particular day goes up, it started going like how I don't understand what was happening. Is when then that I believe that this particular stuff is working like magic. Sometimes I will have a little down until I generated enough money to switch to my online again, and I switch to my online. I still doing that particular stuff, this particular online. So it's not a matter of how much you have, it's a matter of the habit. Do you have $1? Start with $1. Whichever amount you want, you have, start with that particular amount of money. You might say, Oliver, I'm going to be thin, I will not be eating well. It's better for you not to be eating well now, but do not start to death, mind you. But it's better for you not to be eating well now and tomorrow be eating well. Sure, understand? Very simple stuff. So now let's come to this particular stuff. Still remember we are still on that particular number 1, clarity. So the question now, which one is your target? So looking at this particular number now, which one is your target? Okay, look at it now. So if you're making $10,000 every blessed month, every blessed day, depending on this particular stuff, $4,000 is actually entering into your necessity account, and the $1,000 is entering into other accounts, and no difficulty. So of $20,000, $8,000 is entry. So now what was happening, that a lot of people, when money coming to them, take for example when Bitcoin come, or some other multi-level marketing, some people will carry all their whole money and put on that particular business when they were doing a investment. Again, I'm not an investment advisor, but I'm showing you what was working for me. So instead of carrying your whole money and giving in one business, my friend, especially when it comes to investment, what you do is save up to, let your financial freedom account be up to that particular amount you need to actually invest. If it's not up to amount you need to invest on Bitcoin and some other thing, do not, I would advise you not to invest it, because that is where to the invest is in order. So is in order. So you need to work with the universal law. You need to be organized and be in order. So understand me. So now, which one is your target? Which one is the amount of money you are aiming for? I didn't know what if you get, and on which month. Like if you are aiming for $30,000, is it per day or per month? So so how I did this particular exercise is that I asked myself, how much money do you need to be spending per month? In other words, how much money do you need to live on monthly? So I look at the expenses I'm doing every blessed month or some other thing, so I know how much money it is. And what I started out with then is actually $5,000 before I grew to $10,000. every blessed month. You understand me? So now if what I'm living on is actually $8,000 every blessed month, then how much money do you want to be working for? $20,000 every blessed month in order to make this particular stuff. A lot of people, what they have is whenever the money come, they will put it in one bank account they have, and before you know it, they have eaten the money, and they wouldn't know how they actually squander the money and eat it. That is the wrong impression. So some other people that claim to be high smart, what they will do is when the money comes, they might divide it to keep one and carry the other one, go to Bitcoin, go to whatever it is and invest it. And if that particular investment actually crap, the whole money wasted. Some people are even investing their whole money in the investment without using this particular formula. My friend, this is the best way to save. I don't know what if you get it. So you know what you are saving for. If you wanted to buy any course online, you know that your money will come from the educational account. You go to your bank account, card the money, or you pay with the credit card that is attached or debit card that is attached with that particular educational account. You use this particular stuff in a way to understand it. So why am I showing this particular stuff? Some people, let's assume that your own is actually $100,000 per month. So what happens is that some people will actually, again, do not lower your standard to meet your income. Some people will tell you that you have one life, you are not coming back, enjoy it while you can. So instead of lowering your standard to meet your income, what I would advise you to do is increase your income to meet your standard. So if you are living costs you something like $8,000 every blessed month, and they are making $10,000 every blessed month. So instead of lowering your living style, what you do is, how can you increase your income style to get to up to $20,000 so that you live on $8,000? I believe you understand all this particular stuff. You understand me? And again, if you wanted to invest some money, I would advise you not to be rushing Bitcoin like there is no other way. Because most of the time you might lose money, nobody knows. What I would advise you to invest more on something like real estate, because this particular stuff throughout the ages people needed to know to have where they sleep. And another one is actually, you can actually think of investing in gold, because from the time of ancient Babylonia until now, gold still have value. Over 5,000 years ago till now, gold still have value. But other things that are coming new, probably you have to check them well before you can put your money. And if you are investing, maybe I would advise you have three sorts of investment, like gold or real estate, and maybe if you're into Bitcoin, you can do that. So you can divide your financial freedom account into three and invest on these particular areas. Maybe at the end of the year, do not rush on this particular stuff. You understand me? Then what you have to rush, if you have to, is to your income. Very simple stuff. This is what I wanted. Again, we don't have much time. I would have advised you more on this, but just watch this thing. So what you do is have a map. How much do you want to be living on every blessed month? And that will ask you to start small. So if you know that amount that you'll be living on, then on what amount is the 10% of that particular amount is to, like, if I have to be living on $10,000, $8,000 every blessed month, how much money is $8,000? The 40% of it, which is $20,000. The 40% of $20,000 is $8,000. So I'll be pushing $20,000, not $8,000. I don't know if you get it. Again, if you know what you want and you have a plan for it, you get it. But because you don't know what you want, so take for example, for me now, if mine is actually how I live my life, my lifestyle will cost $8,000. Then if I'm pushing $8,000, at the end of the day, the money, I will not see the money because it's not saved properly. Again, we don't have much time. I would have explained much about this particular stuff. So let's actually continue. So let's talk about the plan. Now, plan is a step-by-step process of achieving your goal or goals in written or drawing format. and not in your mind. A lot of people, when idea come into their mind, they will think, they will plan in the mind and keep in the mind. Before you know it, you lose it out of the mind. You understand? So what you have to do is actually, once idea on how to build a business or whatever it is that is good come into your mind, get a biro, get a pen, write on it. Most of the time, especially when I launched Global Freelance Academy new, what happened, I wanted to help people to understand some certain things, but I didn't have plans. So one of the day, I think that was what happened exactly. I don't know whether if that particular book is on my desk or on my table here. So I get a side book, big biro, drop on that book. I didn't know what to do. Put biro, drop on it. I was looking for an idea on what to do, what plan will I draw. And before you know it, I started drawing plan, writing off something that actually give birth to Global Freelance Academy. But it was not perfect then. As time goes on, the perfection started coming. You understand me? And probably the perfection have not actually finished. You understand me? But that is all about plan. So, and they used to say, they say if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, period. If you don't have plan to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve in life, my friend, forget about that particular stuff. You might probably not have it. You understand me? So now let's take that particular last one as our goal, because actually everybody will actually aiming for high. Let's take $100,000 every blessed month for our goal, and that's actually sum of $1.2 million every blessed year. So what I will do now, talking about plan, is actually I know my top line target. So this is actually what I'm targeting. This is what I'm crystal clear. This is what I'm looking for. Undistracted every blessed month. That is, if I'm reasoning, how can I get this every blessed month? You understand me? Then let's break it down on daily. It will be 3,000 over 3,000, approximately 3,333 naira every. As you can see, I say naira. I love my currency. 3,300, approximately $3,333. You understand me? So this is what I'm looking for daily. I wanted to be crystal clear on what I want. So once I'm clear on what I want now, remember I'm in plan area. Once I'm clear on what I want, what I'll be thinking is actually, what vehicle will I use that will take me from this particular area I am to that particular area of I want. And in vehicle, speaking of a vehicle, I mean what offer, what product will I promote? And the one only if I'm thinking about product, I am thinking about what problem can I solve for people. That is why this webinar, because I just found out that this particular lack of habit of saving make me to waste a lot of money from 2012, 13 and 14, almost 3 years wasting money like there is no other. And even before I joined online, then was wasting money coming, I was wasting it. So I'm now passing on to what I know that helped me to you. In other words, I'm changing life. I wanted to change life. This is what I'm after. This is what I'm doing. So what are you solving? What problem are you solving? In whichever area, whichever niche you are into, there is a problem that niche existed to solve. Are you among the solver of that particular problem? That is how I think about vehicle. So what problem do I have the skill, or do I want it to solve? Pick a product that can solve that particular problem. And once you pick it, one of the mistakes a lot of people are doing is actually they will promote offer to offer. In other words, they will buy traffic, send that traffic to that particular offer direct. My friend doesn't convert much. Again, I've been preaching this particular stuff over and over, and one of the reasons because I'm not ashamed of the marketing, because it is one of the power of God to create wealth. Marketing, you understand me? So you build sales system, or you build sales model. Again, for me, my model is actually I build a landing page, unique landing page that I own alone, a lead magnetic landing page. Then I can pay somebody to do it. I can go to Fiverr and pay somebody to do it. But actually inside Global Freelance Academy, we show you how to use some tools and create your landing pages. So that one is a walkthrough. You understand me? So I can create a landing page. That is my model, so that I can capture their lead. If I'm paying for traffic, I want to actually get the leads so that I can market to them over and over based on that particular product, and based if there is any other product I have from that particular niche, so I can actually make money that I came for. So understand me? So that is how I'm doing my own. And after I build this particular system, again, most of the time I have value driving marketing system. After they opted in, what will they get for free that will become like an appetizer for what they were looking for? I know what difficulty. Before I even started doing marketing, not that we're buying traffic to that particular landing page, instead of promoting that product direct, I'll promote my landing page and capture their lead and redirect them with autoresponder to that particular my affiliate link of that particular product. I know what difficulty. As simple as that. So that is that. And once I get this, guess what? I take action on my plan. So once I pick an offer, once I know how much money I wanted to be making monthly or daily, then I pick an offer based on the problem I would love to be solving. Do you get it? Then I can actually do this particular stuff. I can actually build a system for it. And most of the time when I started out, I don't know how to do videos. I don't even know how to do ebook then. Before I created ebook 72 hours catch machine. Again, if you go to 72 hours catch machine, 72 hours catch machine.net, you can be able to see that particular. So, or probably I will give you a link on how to see the latest version of it. You understand me? So I don't know how to do that particular stuff. So what I was doing is that if I'm promoting my mentor, you know how to actually create value driven marketing system, then I'll use one of his video to as a value driven marketing system. So when people actually opted into my landing page, to my lead, they'll be redirected to that particular page that I hosted my mentor video, and then below that particular video I'll put my referral link of his product. You understand me? That's how I was actually doing that, because I didn't know how to do video and I was crushing it. You understand me? So it doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it. You still know you can use some training that are free for that particular stuff. But have a kind of appetizer you give to the people that are coming on your way, to what they will consume that is in lineage with whatever offer you are promoting. Very simple stuff. Now I will take action. Very simple stuff. So question now, some of you guys might be asking, Oliver or boss, if I don't know how to pick an offer, how to actually create sales funnel and some other thing, do traffic generation, because I surveyed a lot of people and a lot of people do not know how to generate traffic online. It's not even funny. You understand me? So I will tell you how you can actually get this. Let me actually open this particular curtain. If you are confused on this particular thing we train and you don't know anything about this, again, let it be that you actually know how to save from today and not difficult it. Again, if you have questions, you can ask below so that I will help you to answer that particular question. So you can join Global Freelance Academy main call. You can get Global Freelance Academy main call from this particular link. Again, our advice you don't worry. If you look up or down or side or this side while watching this video, you will see a link that will lead you to where you get a over 15% over how much money, how many discounts was that? So the higher percentage discounts on the main price, because if you go to the main website of Global Freelance Academy to register from there, then you can pay full amount of money to register from there. But if you go to any of this link you can see up, then it will redirect you to Global Freelance Academy, where you can buy Global Freelance Academy with a discount price. Again, is a referral link of probably the members of Global Freelance Academy that actually have been there, that are promoting Global Freelance Academy. So this is what I have for you. You have known now how to save money. You have known that saving habit is the first step to wealth, which if you don't have, it will be like as if you say that you have not go to Primary 1, Primary 2, Primary 3, Primary 4, Primary 5 and you wanted to start Primary 6 and you don't know anything about education. My friend, you'll be failing. That's why a lot of you guys are failing. But if you know that this is the Primary 1 stuff, if you're not even not part of it, this is the first time preparation for it, exercising for losing weight, habit of saving for creating wealth. This is what will tell universe that you are ready for wealth. So when you are ready for wealth, guess what will happen? The universe will be connecting you with the people, the location, the circumstances that that will lead you to be successful financially. That is how it's happening. But you need to be ready for the world. You need to prove to the universe, to God, that you are ready for it. Otherwise, if you can't save, if you can't handle little, there's no need of giving you big, because you can't handle big. You need to give universe a proof you can handle little before you can expect big. Otherwise, if you be giving to you, you waste it. Like it happened to me many times. At the end of the day, you become broke. You understand me? I was broke then. Tomorrow I'll make more money. Before you know it, I become broke. So this is actually what you learn from this particular training. Again, if you wanted to actually know how to generate traffic and some other things, and how to do marketing in step by step, you are welcome to join Global Finance Academy. That is why I opened this particular content. Again, some people will be asking, what will I be getting from Global Finance Academy? We have from 1 to 9 main module. So we'll show you actually how to do pick a product that will be certain to convert in a detailed way. You understand me? And we'll use some affiliate networks, not just one. You understand me? Then the second one, we actually show you how to create a lead magnet, in other words, value driving marketing system. The secret, what I did not know that was keeping me back then. The only difference between the poor and the rich when it comes to marketing right now, especially online, is ability to create this, or not ability to create it, and on the side of the poor. You understand me? Then you learn how to go about hosting, domain hosting. I mean, say domain name registration, domain hosting, and landing page creator. Because actually, for me, at this time, I wanted in a situation, let's assume I see an offer, or I'm promoting an offer. I have an idea how to promote it, and one of the things I needed to do to create a unique new landing page. I don't want to be babysitting my business and waiting for my programmer to do it. So I like to use some tools. So on this particular store, we'll show you one of the best tools ever how to use it. So we'll show about 2 tools at the time I'm recording the video. Then you can use it safely, and we showed you how to do an EMS, in other words, email management system called autoresponder. Every secret about it, if it is confusing you, it will never confuse you again if you join Global Finance Academy. Then link tracking, a lot of people do not know what it is and how it helps us. What if I'm buying traffic from this particular source of traffic generation, from this particular traffic source, let's assume Google? How awesome will it be if I know, that this particular stuff converts or not? I don't know if you get it, so that I will not be wasting my money on where that it does not convert. Link tracking is what actually will let you do that, and they will show you everything how to do that. Then traffic generation, that's one of our main trainings. For have how many modules on traffic. If you join Global Finance Academy and you never lack being traffic generation on traffic generation again, because you will have all you want. Then other trainings, there are ongoing trainings for Global Finance Academy. There are ongoing webinars, like this particular one is free one. Again, you are free to share this webinar with your friends on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere you are watching this particular stuff. Share it with your friends. Then there are some webinars we are doing with paid member of Global Finance Academy that we are not airing publicly. We are doing that particular stuff privately. Again, if you wanted to join Global Finance Academy. So this particular stuff is why, remember, in my messages when I was sending out about the Global Finance Academy, I promised you that I will give you 2 things as free stuff. So look around this particular area you are watching this particular video. The second one, you will see where to sign up on a link. You sign up on the link you see for the ebook. You get an ebook that will help you to start making money as soon as possible. You read it and implement what is inside that particular ebook. I guarantee you that particular stuff. Then a lot of the time, while drinking water that you drink every blessed day, there is potential scientific proof that it will increase for you your financial life, to increase your financial abundance. And I shot a video to actually explain what I mean on that particular stuff, so you could start being wealthy while drinking water you are drinking every day. If you go to www.bit.ly/rich by water, you will be able to watch that particular video. So without wasting time, If you wanted to join Global Finance Academy on a discount price, look around. You see a link on or a link around this particular area you are watching this video, either down, up, left, right, or left. You see a link and join that particular. From that particular link, you'll be able to buy Global Finance Academy with a discount price, or you go to globalfinanceacademy.com, but you buy it from there with full price. Again, this is what I wanted to share with you today. Remember, two words: it's not about the amount, it is about the habit. That's number one. Number two, you don't wait to lose weight before you start exercising. Rather, you start exercising to lose weight. In other words, don't wait when you will make money before you started saving. Rather, you started saving to make money, to create wealth. So that no, I will wrap up this particular training today, and I will see you guys inside Global Finance Academy paid membership. I will see you there. And if you have any question, you can contact us in the group and some other things. I will see. So if you like this particular training, what you have to do, comment below that you like this particular training, so that maybe on weekly basis we'll be doing live webinar, but next one and other ones we'll be giving it very short time, because we wanted a lot of time on this one, because what I explained to you is very big. So I'll be taking one by one, any ideas one by one, and explaining to you every blessed, maybe every week or something like that. Just comment so I will know whether if you like this particular stuff, and share it with your people. Look, let me tell you one thing: there are some beliefs in our subconscious mind that is preventing us from being rich, and when you identify this thing and deal with it, then you become rich. One of them is that one day I came to LinkedIn, I saw a promotional post of one of the guy there. I wanted to share it with my friends on LinkedIn. One thing was like, if you share it now, this guy will make the money, you will make money. And the other man were like, what are you after? What are you against? What are you for? What did you support? And I said to the mind, I support for the people to learn how to make money online. And that man said, if that is still truly what you support, share it to people. They might benefit from it. That is your goal, for people to know how to make money online. It doesn't matter whomever that teach that particular stuff for real. You be with that particular person, because you guys you have the same mission, the same vision, and the same mission. And immediately before the man could finish telling me this particular stuff, I click share button and share it with people. You understand? As simple as that. That's how I share it. So without wasting time, it didn't do me anything wrong. And let me tell you one thing: immediately I shared it, one idea, I'm telling you what happened to me. I don't know about another person. Immediately I share it, I didn't get to my office, one idea come to my mind on how to crush it online, and I implement that particular idea. Boom! To work like magic, like miracle. It is miracle. Then I know that God, most of the time, or universe as you can call it, most of the time will be waiting for you to do some certain good. So share this video with your friends, and they will be happy. Probably you might not wait for an idea, because when I shared it, I didn't share it for an idea to make more money. I just shared it because actually the guy is talking about what I wanted to push to the world, which is changing their life. So it helped me to share that particular video. So share this one with your friends, and maybe probably next week, depending on what you actually commented on this particular stuff, I will know when we'll be. So tell me when you wanted us to actually be having webinars, so that we'll be having webinar on those days. I prefer Saturday, so that it will be favoring my country people, because we're paying a lot for subscription, and weekend plan. Most of the time with Glow Network, you can pay less. Is shown us at the time I'm recording this particular video. So tell me when you want us to be actually having a webinar. And again, I promise you, in the next webinars we'll be taking it small by small, so within under 30 minutes or 15, 20, 30 minutes at most. So that I'll not be boring you and filling you with information. So I will see you according to what you tell me on this particular video, at the chat box. I will see you when we're having the next webinar. Stay cool and sleep and smile. I appreciate you joining us.